Hey guys, welcome back to GWiz Academy. So now let's go ahead and learn about inline and block elements, our 14th chapter, right? So what exactly do I mean when I say inline and block elements? Let me show you some examples and you will understand what exactly this is. And this concept of inline and block elements is very useful when it comes to CSS styling, which you will automatically understand it once we enter into that particular course. For now, it is important for you to understand what exactly is inline and what exactly is block elements. What exactly I wanted to convey. So let's see from examples. For that, let's first thing what we need to do is let's go ahead and create our chapter as we do. Chapter 14 underscore inline and block .html. I rename it correctly. HTML. Perfect. So before that, let's go ahead and create our HTML boilerplate. How to do that? First declare doc type and HTML, and then we need to start HTML, end HTML, start head, end head, and then we have start body and body, and then inside head we'll write our title, chapter 14 HTML inline and block elements. Perfect. So now this is done. Let me save it, and yeah, here first thing is I need to add a heading. Let me just add h2 here saying inline elements, and then h1 block elements, or let's say yeah. So p paragraph, let me add a paragraph. This is a dummy. Okay, so here I just need some dummy content over here. Perfect. So let me go ahead and save it, and let's see how does it look in our browser. Okay, so our title is being displayed over here, so maybe I made some mistake in writing title. Okay, so title is being displayed correctly. Now this is the paragraph. Okay, so just see what exactly I wanted to tell. Now when I add p tag, this is considered as a paragraph, right? Let me close it a little bit. Okay, so when I write this paragraph, it is taking complete space from here to here, from the leftmost part of the browser to rightmost end. It is taking complete area, right? So now let's say what will happen if I add one more tag called b tag. B tag, what it is? It is it is used to make words, let's say, bolder. So let's say if I add a b tag over here and around this particular paragraph, this two words, just these two words. Okay, if I make this just one or two words, as if I just add b tag start and b tag close around this particular two words. So if I save it let's see if there is any change in the structure of our page. See, there is no change in the space, there is no change in the structure of our page, but the effect is being, the B tag is working, right? It has made our paragraph, it has made our two words bolder, but there is no change in the structure of this page, this component. But the same thing, if I add, let's say right below this, if I add P tag, one more paragraph tag, if I go ahead and add here around this two words itself, let's see if there is any change in the structure. If I refresh now, okay, it is completely disturbing our structure of this particular component, right? It is creating a new line. And if you observe, I added B tag within this particular component, within this particular paragraph, but it just did its work and it did not affect any structural changes, right? It did not resulted into any structural changes. But when I'm using paragraph tag here, what it just did is it is adding a new separate line to this paragraph. Same way, let me go ahead and add one more tag called as anchor tag that we use for creating our links, right? So let me add this anchor tag around this paragraph word. And what else we need to add? Attribute, right? href attribute. Let's just add a dummy URL, pound symbol. Just it will act as a link, but it is a dummy link, right? And one more target underscore blank, in the sense it will get opened in a new tab, but yeah, we are just using it as a blank dummy link, so we don't have to add this attribute. This is optional now. By default it will take self parameter. So now if I save it, what I did, I just added a anchor tag around the two words. Now let's see, does it make any change in the structure? It is adding a link here, dummy paragraph. If I click on it, it doesn't work anyways, but it did not make any changes to this particular paragraph. It just got applied, right? It is just getting applied. So here if you see, I added B tag, it is just getting applied. It is not making any structural change. It is not adding any new line. If I add anchor tag, it is also getting applied, but it is not making any structural changes to this particular paragraph. But when I added a P tag, it is making a structural change. It just brought this particular two words into a new line in itself, right? So what if I go ahead and add one more tag called as div? Generally we use div to create a section. So if I add this div element around these two words, paragraph, and save it. So let's see what happens. Oh, so it just created a new, it's simply created a new, this dummy paragraph is inside this div element. So what happened is it broke this particular structure and brought the two words in around which the div tag is there into a new separate line. So what examples we saw here is, there are four examples that we saw. First is P tag, and then we saw B tag, and then we saw A tag, anchor tag to create link, and then we saw div tag. So what is the similarities between these four and what is the differences between these four? If I want to group these, then I can say that P tag broke the structure, it brought the element to a new line, and the same way even div. See here, P tag broke the structure and brought these two words into a new line. Same way div tag broke the structure and brought it to the new line. See, dummy paragraph. right? So what I'll do, I'll group these two into one type of tags, one category of tags. And here B tag. So B tag, what it did, what it does here is it gets applied, but it doesn't make any structural change. Means it is taking only the space that is needed. It is not taking full width. Whereas paragraph tag is taking full width from left to right completely. Even the div is taking left to right completely. Whereas this A tag that I applied here, it is just taking the space that is needed. It is not creating a whole separate line. It is not taking from left to right browser. Same way, even B tag is not taking from left to right. So what we can say, this B tag and A tag comes under category called as inline elements, and those elements that are taking complete screen horizontally, in the sense from leftmost part to rightmost part of the browser, then we call it as a block elements or block level elements. Inline elements and block elements. So this is useful to, so that you style, actually this concept is useful when you enter into CSS course, but at that time when you are expected to implement style, at that time you cannot go back and learn what is inline element, what is block element. But so this is the time when you should understand what exactly is block element, what exactly is inline element, what is the difference between inline and block element, right? So let's say if I can style these elements and show you some differences, but yeah, that is not needed as of now. We will go in depth and learn about styling and all those stuff later on in our CSS course. If I show it now, you might get confused or get overwhelmed and all those things, right? So there are so many elements, there are so many tags, there are so many elements. Whatever tags in an HTML, every tag is called as elements, okay, from start to finish, from start tag to finish tag. So these elements can be either two types of elements, either inline elements or block level elements. Whenever we say block level elements, they take entire space horizontally from leftmost browser to rightmost side of the browser, from left to right. See, the div took the complete line, it needs complete line from left to right. Even paragraph needs complete line from left to right. But B tag, bold tag that we use here, doesn't take left to right. It did not create a new line here. And even the anchor tag that we used did not create a full new line here. So what does it mean? Inline elements takes space that is needed. See, what is it? Takes space that's just needed. Whereas here, takes space that's space from left to right. So every time you add this element, it will consume a new line, right? I hope you understood this point, okay? So I'll add BR here so that it is understandable. I'll add BR as well here. Let me go ahead and save and see. Inline elements and block level elements. Okay, let me add P around here so that it is visible in the front end as well. See, this is not a code from here to here. This is not a code. It is just for your reference. Okay. I'm adding P tag because it is it can be viewed from the front end as well. Right? Why is this space created here? Why is this gap created here? Because I added two tags and BR as well and P tag as well. That's the reason it is creating space. But anyways, this is for your reference from here to here. See, what exactly is inline elements? There are two examples of inline elements. One is B tag, one is A tag, and inline elements doesn't need new line. It just takes the space that what is required for itself. But block level elements is nothing but it will take a full entire line of space. In the sense, complete horizontal extremes from left to right of the browser. It needs complete space. So if you add one more p tag, it will take one more line. So that is the main point, and it is useful when we go in our CSS course and when we start styling the element, when we want to add colors, backgrounds and all those things. It is very important. This concept is very important. So I hope you understood this, and you might ask me that what are the other examples? How many inline elements are there? How many block level elements are there? So you can ask, there are so many elements in HTML, right? So how do I identify? Identification is very simple. From left to right, if it is taking a complete space, then it is block level elements. If it is taking just the space that is needed, it is inline element. But for your reference, there are list of elements that I have created. I have took reference from W3 schools. There was a ready-made list available on their website. So I just thought of pasting it here so that it is useful for your reference as well. Since after this course or inside this course, you will have this sheet shared with you so that you can, whenever you want, you can just come back here and refer. See, block level elements, almost around 29 elements are there, and inline elements, there are around 33 references are there. So you can go ahead and see. So block level elements are address, article and all those things. DD, div element, DL, DT, right? So even LI and HR is a block level element, and in inline element A or code, site, button, BR, right? Abbreviation, acronym, tags, object, map. So later on, when we start building our project, we will try to use as much as tags possible so that you get a hang of all these tags as well, right? So even this sheet will be shared with you, so you can go ahead and click on these links and visit for your reference, right? The main focus of this particular video was to make you understand what exactly is inline element and what exactly is block level elements, right? So I hope this concept is clear, and if you did not understand, make sure to watch this video once again, because this is very useful, and in our CSS course we will make use of it. So I'll not be repeating once again at that point. So make sure you get this right here itself, okay? And you don't have to by heart these, you don't have to memorize all these tags. That is of no use. You just need to know that these tags exist, and reference will be always available for you and whenever you want to use. And to identify whether it is inline or block, you just apply and see whether it is taking a new line, then it is block level element. If it is not taking a new line, then it is inline element. That's it. It is just practice and identify for yourself, right? So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and our next video will learn about iframes, right? Thank you. Have a great day.